Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for Cities Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday's What Map. Now we are so close to our 1000th subscriber. If that happens to be you that tips the scale, don't forget to take a screenshot, upload it to Imgur, post the link in the comments and claim the glory. There is no prize other than the glory, but the glory is there to be had. Now today's map is Hemlock Highlands by emacs, and my first instinct is this map looks glorious. Look at those hills and look at that river. It's really nice indeed. Really nice. The river just out of the 25 square tiles, so you might want the 81 mod. What do we need? A realistic boreal theme, the realistic LUT, and basically that's it. Now this map is not Scotland, it is New York State, up the river, up the Hudson there. Now first of all, this bridge doesn't feel great to me, and look at the position of those posts. I'm sure there might be some trouble with shipping coming through there. And look, this is a nice bit of detailing here though, stopping people from falling off the edge, and quite right too. Now if the whole map had detailing to that level, it would be a much higher scorer. It's not. We've got this little lay-by here. Oh, we'll talk about that before we start. A little bump in the road there as we go down. Yes, so this is a map that has some very nice areas with some really good detailing. This is stuff that I don't see very often in maps. A billboard. I mean, it's not a rare thing, but in a map, don't often see them. But anyway, yes, there are some really nice parts to this map, some really lovely detailed areas, but then there are whole areas which feel kind of underdeveloped. I mean, surely that's your job as a city builder to develop them, but there are certainly areas that feel like they had less love spent on them. Right, now we're reaching the elevated highway as we head towards the start square. Let's have a quick look here. It's not the smoothest of elevated highways, but it's not bad. Right, we're going to drop down off of the highway here and nip under between the legs there and join this little area. This is say your start square area here. What we're going to do, first of all, let's show you what we're missing on the highway, because we're not going to go down there, but that's straight off to the fog over what is actually a perfect bridge. Down here, we've got a roundabout. This is your start square, right next to the river, nice and flat, plenty of build plane. I've got to say that the intersection isn't particularly tight, and it is taking up a lot of space there. I'd like to see it tidied up a little bit, that's all really. But if we go this way, where do we go? Well, we'll find out, shall we? First of all, we're closing up the road now. I'm going to elevate it. We've got this little bridge. That's very nice, very tidily done. So that's a pat on the back for that. And I've got to say, this is the valley where I think the most love has been spent. We've got the stream running down it, which we will be looking at later. And this little area here, we've got a little turn off, and I think that's where your secondary town's supposed to be built, in that sort of area there, maybe. Using that road as like a little circuit road, ring road around the outside of the village. I don't know. That's your job to work that out. My job to see whether or not the whole map works as a whole. There's a little bridge over here, nice and tidy again, very good. And up here to another little roundabout for another little town at the top here. Now if we skirt across a couple of mountain ridges and down the side of the map here, you will find that the only rail connection. Now first of all, what's this alongside? I'm not quite sure why these defences are built down here. Okay, they're in the fog, and I know I can switch the fog on and off. I choose not to with the with the edge of map fog. I prefer it to be a bit mysterious on the edge. Sure, if you guys vote in your masses, I will switch the edge of map fog off, but I like it on. Also quite like the distance fog, although once again, that is just a personal preference. Anyway, the rail kind of ends here, and that's it. That's all you got with the rail. So that means we can lump straight in to the asset review, and the asset review today is Slumville 2x3 level 2 shack by NEETAH. Now, I have done some detailing here. I felt a little bit detaily just for some fun. What you get is the building and that pile of rubbish at the back. All the trees, all the dirt around the outside, and the bushes and the undergrowth and the weeds. No, that's my work, okay? What you've got though there, that shack is quite nice. And if you're running, you know, sort of like a mount, perhaps it might work as a mountain shack. Quite like it. Slumville 2x3 level 2 shack by NEETAH. Yeah, it works. Maybe not in Assetville, not in this location, but it's a nice little asset. Shipping route goes all the way up the river and under those two bridges. Let's have a look at the this bridge. This is the one where there could be some problems. The other one's fine. Ooh, that's mighty close, isn't it? What about coming back the other way? Is it? Oh no. That's like a cheese slicer. Ouch. Ouchie doodles. Doodles! Sorry. I'm misquoting somebody. I wonder who that might be, Aquilaso. What we got? Hardly any water movement at all. Where there is water movement, it's coming out of these little streams. The main river, though, there's hardly any motion at all. So sewage is going to congeal, one would think. Let's run down the river. There is one last bit of river that we've not looked at, but I just wanted to bring you down the main river just to give you a feel of the width of it, because it is very wide. Very, very wide indeed. So anyway, that's the bridge again. And here's that river. Now this is some nice detailing down this river. First of all, both of these have got moving water, which is good. If you really wanted to stick your sewage on here, it would carry it down to the main river, but then it's just going to sludge right up. But like I say, the detailing on this river is fine. I got no grumbles with this at all. And we wend our way up. Tiny little sort of like almost a waterfall there. Shall we have a look at that? See, almost. It's nothing outstanding, but it's fine. And then we make our way up to the top. And at the top, we got the water source, and this is one of my favourite sort of water sources. It's that small lake. And this is the perfect size lake for hiding a water source. I like that. That gets a big pat on the back from me. So yes, now we're looking at the terrain, and we've got these 3 or 4 hill ridges going on there, and then the valleys, and it's all about the valleys. Now the detailing of the terrain, it's flat, slightly bumpy, but very nice in the valleys. If we come up high, they look really good, those hills, don't they? But if we come down, they're a little bit rough, a little bit too rough, I think, especially these higher points. It's rougher than my tongue after a night on the razzle. You can quote me on that. And this one's even worse. See, that first one wasn't too bad, but this is very, very strange. And yes, it could be that the hills in that area look just like this. Now, the positioning of the trees doesn't feel right. If we come down to ground level, look at the distance between them. It does feel like they've been tree brushed, I'm afraid. And yes, I don't really require them to be super close together, but it does feel like down there. Over here as well, it just feels tree brushed. We come to the top, a little bit of nice sun shafts there. And down here, nice to see, we've got some different trees down here, which we weren't seeing in that first one. Like I say, now we're down in this, like, the better detailed area. It does feel like more time was spent down here, putting down different sorts of trees and different styles of clusters. But like I say, it's one of these maps that the further you pull back, the nicer it looks, apart from the finely detailed areas. Also, I nearly forgot, we've got this castle. It's not a bad castle. I've seen worse. and it's got a great view, so I think we'll finish the show right here. Aesthetically, I've seen better 4-star maps, but I'm gonna give it 4 stars because it looks really good at first glance. However, when you're getting closer, the detailing lets it down a little bit. I'm still giving it 3 stars because where there is good detailing, it is very nice indeed. Gameplay potential, sewage could be a problem here, which will require some custom assets. Other than that, the bridges are going to need fixing. 3 stars there too. Hemlock Highlands by emacs, today's map of the day. Right, you probably hear the window rattling in the background. I've got a storm brewing outside and a kettle brewing in the kitchen. So I'm going to go and have myself a nice hot cuppa, and hopefully in the morning we'll have 1,000 subscribers, and that'll be you. And we'll all rejoice and then look forward to 10,000, which will be the next big step. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. I'll see you tomorrow.